And one of the interesting things about teaching at a public school and a middle school is you're dealing with players that have played either only 1 year. In the case of our trumpet player Dakota, a 6th grader, well, only played 1 year with me. She played prior to that with Larry. 2 years, they're 7th graders. This is their 3rd year as 8th graders. And I don't know if you noticed this about the soloists that came up, but the exciting thing to me is they all got up and played solos off the top of their heads. That's improvising. And in the world of music, you know, playing what's written and interpreting that part, that is important. But the creativity part, being able to spontaneously create something right on the spot, that is so cool to hear these kids doing it. I can tell you that in class, when we work on improvising solos and things, there's not a student on stage who is uncomfortable really trying to play a solo, and you're going to hear several more soloists. Now, how about another hand for our soloist on that song? And this past Monday, the students performed at our performance evaluation for a jazz program. I've never taken a student band to a performance evaluation for the jazz ensemble since I've been at Stallings Island, and a couple of things interesting happened this year. First of all, they scheduled us to play after a couple of high school bands, and normally they're going to schedule the younger bands first and then schedule the more advanced groups, but we went after the very advanced groups. So we got to sit inside the auditorium and hear one of the high school groups. I think it really inspired them to play a lot stronger too. The other thing I didn't tell the students, I don't even know if I told them this recently, one of the songs we played on our evaluation, before we went on stage to play it, a high school band had just finished playing it. So I didn't want to make them nervous and say, oh yeah, by the way, that song we're about to play, a high school group just finished it when we went on stage. But this group you see were judged by 3 experienced jazz educators, and they were found to be a superior jazz ensemble. So, which I always thought, but it's nice to get the confirmation from objective sources. The next song we're going to play is moving back into a little more of the Latin style straight 8th note jazz. I think is certainly something from the 60s and 70s that you might have heard a little more. When we think of jazz, we automatically almost think of swing style rhythms, but not only the first song, the rock and roll style song, but certainly music from Latin America and the Caribbean are also popular jazz styles. This is Poco Loco, and again, it'll feature several of our soloists. Hope you enjoy it. 1, 2, 1, 2.